back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fel Joshua. Here on this channel, we film about faith, lifestyle, productivity, and relationships. So, yes, it's been a long time, but we move. I want to quickly do a short video on a news I saw recently. Not recently, but about a month ago, and that is the Scotland ban on smacking of children. I actually want to give my 2 cents about it. When I read the news, when I saw the detail of the new law, I actually thought that it would be a good idea to bring it even down here to Nigeria. Because some people come to me and say and argue and say that actually beating of children or smacking of children actually does more good than harm, but until be coming down, I doubt that. And why do I say that? That's because when you beat parents in Nigeria mostly beat children out of anger for what they've done and not trying to correct them and telling them the right way to do these things. And you also see, even in schools, teachers beat children for even the minute of reasons. I mean, a child will always be a child. A child will always be a child. There's still some foolishness or some acts of folly that a child or a student or a kid would show. And it's normal. All you have to do is try to correct them, try to put them in the right path. But you see children that are being beaten. I'm not even saying smacking now. Children that are beaten, and you're like, Jesus, what happened? Who did you kill? Like beating for the wrong reasons, beating without correcting them or telling them the right thing to do. I don't know if you understand. Even in schools, you'd see a child whose parents has not paid the school fees, and when it's time at a particular point in time, the school or the proprietors or the principal beat these children and send them back home. So a child is coming to school, a parent has not paid a school fees. I mean, a parent has not paid a school fees. And the right thing to do is for you to beat this child and send the child back home. No, not checking. Some schools not even check the age of these children. You just send this child back home. What if something happens to this child on our way back home? I mean, all these little things. A child probably does something, goes out to play with friends, and when the child comes back, what you are doing is to beat the child. I mean, is it wrong to play with friends? Is it wrong to go out? Is it wrong to try and flex? That's why you have too many gets inside. If you don't know what gets inside is, let me try to explain. Gets inside are children that never leave the house, from school to church, from church to the house. You finally get inside the house, they lock the gates. You have to get inside the house, they lock the door. Then you go upstairs to your room to do your homework or read your book or play or watch TV. You don't have friends, you don't associate with people in the neighborhood. Like you don't even have neighboring, like friends in the neighborhood that you can just play cards together and stuff like that. And people will come and tell me that when they were being beaten or they grew up the right way, abi they turned out well. Until it did not turn out well. That is why you see people that will still keep on doing that, because actually parents were raised that way. When you do a wrong thing, they beat you or flog you or use knife to cut you and pour pepper inside it. I read a story like that. Don't open your mouth. And I'm just like, it's wrong to actually beat children. Well, some parents don't actually beat their children like beat, but probably just one tap or one smack or something. Okay, that's understandable. And we also have some parents in Nigeria that have never beaten their children, and their children actually turned out well. That's also good. So I think, well, probably different parenting skills or parenting tips for different people, different styles for different people. But what I'm just saying that it would have been a nice idea if this was enforced in Nigeria as well. And even if it is not enforced safe, I think that parents could actually figure out better ways of parenting their children than beating them, because to get to a point that your child probably say, it's not just to beat me, last 10 strokes, and would ready and mind for that beating and go ahead to do what that thing that you did not want her to do. So rather than wait till your child get to that point where they don't even fear your beatings anymore, why not just teach them the right thing to do, explain, talk to them. There are other punishments, so Jesus, their punishment they can give children, and they would never do that thing that you told them not to do again. Kneeling down, riding bicycle. I mean, those that went to the hostel, we know these things. Kneeling down, riding bicycle, pick your toe, I've been a pick waiting. Different punishments. And even talking to children, like someone like me, before even scold me, as they're scolding me, I'm already crying. Not like now, Sha, but I mean back then. And they're scolding me, and they're saying that thing that I did, as they're talking about it, it is paining me, like it is, it's peppering me, it's making me cry. I'm feeling bad already for doing that thing, and then you talking about it or you scolding me makes me feel worse, like worse. There's anything worse than worse. That's how I always feel. So, but when you beat me, I didn't like being beaten, no doubt, and I was beaten. Trust me. I was beaten in school. I was beaten when I did not make noise. I was beaten when they were beating the whole class. But for other things like you did not do assignments, you will not catch me there because I was always doing my assignments. I was not too serious, but I was always doing my assignments. I was always copying my notes. I had complete notes and everything. So you not catch me being beaten for all those things like that. But all those general punishments, you will see me there. And it was always so painful. They're beating me, it's paining me. And in my mind, I'm raining abuses on you for beating me for what I did not do and stuff like that. But at home, we're beaten. No, I was beaten for not being the good child, for not being the good firstborn. For my younger siblings doing something that I was supposed to correct them for, or for them doing things that I should not allow them to do because I was the oldest in the house and I was the one that was supposed to oversee them, I was beaten. For watching TV at the wrong time, I was beaten. Not like all the time, sha, but those days of exams and you're now tuning to Easter to go and watch movies and then they come back. My dad was so particular that he knows what station or what channel he left the TV, and he knows that he told you to read as he was going out. So when he comes back and hello, what happened here? He comes back and then he's seeing the TV in Easters, and then he calls all of us who was watching movie, and then they say big sis. Hey God, serious beating for that. Like I grew up. Right now I don't even fancy TV anymore because I mean it's my phone and we move. But then I was always like, why are you beating me now? I read my book for 1 hour and I watched it for 5 hours. It's not a crime to beat me for little things. There was even one time share one story with you. There was one time that I think probably like 10 years ago when we had bread of 15 naira that was very big. You know this 500 naira bread now probably was like 15 naira then, big loaf of bread. So we had a visitor come to the house. I think I was like 7 or 8. Can't remember how old I was then. The visitor came to the house and gave me money. It's me that they gave money to. It's me that owned the money. Then my mom was like, "Oh, we should use it to buy bread, like all this big loaf of bread, so that everybody will eat." That do I agree? She asked me, "Oh, that is my bread, but so everybody will eat now." I agreed. I said yes. Only for us to go and buy bread. When we went to buy the bread, they gave me out of it, like as far as my money. They gave me out of the bread, and then they made like it was still remaining a sizable amount of bread. Like it was still remaining a large size of the bread. They now kept it. Do you know that the foolishness of a child, Sha? This one to go and go to ask my mom again that I wanted bread again. I just felt like let me not tell her since the whole family has to eat the bread again. I went to the place and I like bread. Trust me, I love bread. I love bread, Jesus. So I went where the bread was kept. I cut the bread. Maybe if you want to steal, you steal with sense. Like you steal and have consciousness. You steal and have conscience. I went, cut the bread, ate. It was still many. I looked at the size, it was still many okay. I cut again. I cut again, and I think my mom had stepped out and probably my dad was not around or something like that. I can't remember, Sha. Probably she was outside because when you're stealing something, you have to make sure that the environment is well set. I kept eating this bread until large loaf of bread was really very small, probably like this size. If that's possible. But really so small. Then I thought about it that Jesus, this bread is what a family of I think my mom, myself, my dad, and my older brother and uncle that was staying with us. 4 people. I was like, if for the bread should have been something that everybody could eat. I mean, you're not eating bread like you're eating gari and soup now. So you should know that the bread was actually large. And eating this bread, it was meaning like one person's share. And that's when it now dawned on me that I'm in trouble. Look at what I did. I now blow the breeze. The bread was tied in a nylon already as they bought it. And then was put in another nylon. So imagine the size of the bread in the fridge and where was it kept. I can't remember where it was kept. I now took the nylon of the bread, where the bread was inside. I blew breeze into it. Like I blew breeze. You know when something is deflated like this, and then you blow breeze inside it, it expands. I blew breeze inside the nylon of the bread. The thing was actually very like normal size of bread, and now tied it, put inside the second nylon and tied it and kept in the fridge. But as I was doing that nonsense, I did not think about it that there's no child in this house. Like who would they accuse of eating the bread if not me? I did not think about it. Maybe I was thinking that they would accuse my older brother, and he's older than me by like 10 years. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I don't know. So my mom came back. It was time for dinner for us to eat the bread, and she opened the bread. Like she brought out the bread. It was looking like normal size of bread. Opened the nylon. Ah 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 ah. Come on, come on. She checked. She opened the bread. And the nylon of bread, and she was like, "I don't understand. Why is this bread remaining so small? Like, what's going on here? What happened?" I just kept quiet. Fam, like those song album, a big song. I kept quiet. Fam, she asked me because I mean, who else would she ask? The fact that I even blew breeze inside it, I say it's not me. That is the only bread I've eaten is one that she cuts for me. Ah, she just left it. Then I was like, after a while, she just died the matter to my bread, and I'm not complaining. My dad came back. She asked me, so dad, that still bread that she kept to, that who do that this kind of thing in this time? My dad was like, ask your daughter now, who else to do that kind of thing? They say, okay, well, for like for trust's sake, they asked my older brother. My older brother said, yeah, that he did not even know that there was bread in the house, that it's not him. They now asked me again. I think I still said it was not me. They asked me again, it was not me, it's not my older brother, it's not my dad, it's not my mom. Who else is the spirit that is living in that house that would carry bread and have the sense to blow breeze inside it and tie it and keep it back? I forgot what my mom said that whether anybody that steals bread. She was something she said, you know all those things that used to say that will make you go and fall your hands. There's something she said that was going to happen. Come and see me. And I went quietly. When she was asking me since I should have said the truth, I did not say the truth. And I went quietly to her and said, Mommy, it was me that ate the bread. She now asked me why. I said because I wanted more bread. Why didn't I ask her? I said because I thought she would not give me. Why would she give me? After all, it's my bread. The idea was just that everybody should eat it since it was so I gave me the money. That why would I do that kind of thing and lie? So as I packaged the bread like that, who was I thinking they were going to blame? My older brother or my dad? Like what was I really thinking when I was doing? Like not like I had plenty children in the house that can do that kind of thing and get away with it. My mother beats she beats she beats nonsense. She beats jatty. She beats nonsense and ingredients into my body. Then my dad came back. My mom now went to go and tell her that we know who did it though. Went to tell him that you know who did it though. He now said, "Who said it's your daughter?" Yeah, my dad beat. You know this wire. I just used to connect lights, whether it's wire or cable, those silvered colored thick wire kind of stuff. He twisted like two of them together and beat. I was like 7 or 8 years old, though, guys. He beats It beats nonsense into my body. Like when I think of it now, I shiver. Like the thing that it beats like that. There was mark all over my body. But Sha, he taught me a lesson. But I mean, I don't know that kind of thing. Is there a better way they could have handled it? I don't know because even me, I had foolishness in me. So I feel like children, while they are growing up, little bit of allowance should be given to them because they're not adults, they're not grown ups. There's some things that they will surely do, and those things you as a parent you've done them before and you can relate. Some things that they will surely do. So it's for you to probably talk to them. Probably I'll not rule out beating totally, but beating as what are you using to beat the child? What part of the body are you beating the child? How forceful is the beating? Are you beating the child because you are angry or because you want to make him know that what he did was wrong? So all these little things matter. You don't have to beat a child. Talk to them, give them punishment, tell them to do something, give them exercise book, tell them to write, I will not do this again on all the lines of the book, and you know how frustrated they will be. Or there's something else my dad did to me one time like that. He told me to write a letter, not like a letter, like an essay, explaining what I did, why I did it, and if I feel remorseful about what I did after they caught me. You know that kind of thing where you sit down, address the letter to your dad, tell him on so date this was what I did. This was why I did it. This was what I did. Like this was the whole process of me doing this. This was how I was. sanctioned or caught or whatever. And conclusion too. Do you feel remorseful? Is it because they caught you that you're feeling remorseful, or is it because they're telling you to write this letter and not feeling remorseful? Writing that essay, I cried though. Nobody beat me. I'd gone back to the hostel. I was in secondary school. I'd gone back to the hostel when I told them I should use that period of is it 2 weeks to write the letter. When I come back for the holidays, I should give him the letter. Package it inside envelope. Jesus, I cried. I sat down in the class. I was writing letter, and if I just say so myself, I'm good at writing. So imagine me detailed explanation of what you did. I was crying like this thing is punishment. This thing is suffering. I wrote, finished writing, conclusion. How I realized that in this life, whatever it is that you would do and somebody else would hear it and be like, you did this, find girl like you, or not maybe find girl like I rated you that you could not do this kind of thing and you did it. And you explained. Conclusion, I realized that I was actually sorry. Because even the thing I did not sense, it did not end up well. It did not turn out well. Like I felt so bad. I now concluded I apologized and everything. And then I sincerely tell Joshua. Then I packaged the letter, I put inside envelope. When I went home for the holidays, I gave it to my dad. My dad said I was not going to tear it. Like keep it for me in case I do something like that again. Or in case I grow up. Or in case like you keep it for one day that letter will be useful. Thinking about it now, I'm like Jesus, did he actually still keep that letter? Because if he did, my children will not see it. So there are other things you can do actually to prove a point to a child or to show the child that what the child did was wrong. Apart from beating, like you don't have to beat a child till all his body tears. It does not mean that we don't have to do that thing again. We do it again and again and again. And even if he does not do it because you are around or he's under your roof, when he goes out, that's freedom for him to do that thing. It's better to just train a child properly, let them know why they should not do that thing, what will happen if they do that thing, and every other thing that attached to it. It will help the child rather than you enforcing and everything. My time has gone. It was supposed to be a short video. And also teachers that beat children or students because their parents have not paid fees. I really do not know what to say to those set of people. There was one time I've never owed fees before, but there was one time that my dad had traveled and I didn't know that he had called principal. It was this extra lesson sort of thing for I think GS2 students, I mean GS3, all this summer whatever for those that write one particular serious exam the next thing. So I didn't know that I told my principal that he was going to transfer the money or he was going to send him the money when he comes back, something like that. They had agreed. But because I didn't have a teller now, so when they came and said that if you not pay so money, come out. I mean, I really wanted to go home that day because God knows that the book was not entering my brain. The fact that I was doing holidays now, all those holiday lessons self, I really wanted to go home. So when they just called, I went out. I have not paid though. They now said that they were going to is it beat us and send us home or something like that. I can't remember what they did. If they beat us and sent us home or they only sent us home. I showed that I was sent home. When I got to my mom that and this is why I'm coming back. My mom was so upset. Like why would they do that? Why would they do that? Have we ever owed money? Who is this principal? Who is the teacher that sent you? And your principal see you as you're leaving the school. I was like, I don't know. Actually, I came back home. Jeffrey moved my clothes, sat down, watched movie, had flexing, like enjoy my life. My mom had called my dad. She was so upset about it. My dad now called the school. That what meaning of that nonsense? That how would they say that I'm owing money when he has already transferred the money to the principal? He has already spoken to the principal. And my principal was like, "What? But Joshua is not in school? Oh my God, I didn't know all those kind of like let's talk." They're so sorry, sir. Plenty apologies. They apologized to my dad. They're so sorry. They're so sorry. We didn't know it was teacher that was doing that. I was me. I just enjoyed myself. When my dad came back home, he now gave me the teller or the receipt or something like that, and now took it to school the next day. Then I asked me, teacher now asked me, why did you go home? Who told you to go home? I said, teacher said we should go home if it's not paid. And so I went home. Like, why you accusing me? I don't understand. Next time, don't do that again. Anything that happens, come and tell me first. I said, and so did you tell all the students that anything that happens, come and tell me first, or it's just me? We move a beg. So I just feel like all these things should be looked into seriously. So yes, thanks for coming to my pep talk. I've been a story time. It was fun shooting this video. I wanted it to be very short. In subsequent times, my videos will be very short. Just enjoy it for the period I've been away. And I hope that this week and beyond, you stay blessed, you stay happy as well. Enjoy life, live, laugh, love. Problem no dey finish, but in all, I hope that God blesses you and yours and everything that's related to you. Bye.